Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be about a vulnerable topic for me, but one that actually inspired me to start my YouTube channel. And one that I think will help a lot of people. So I am sharing this video with an open heart, and I hope that you guys will listen with an open mind. Alright, so to get into it, you saw the name of the video, so you know that this video is all about grief. And really, I'm just going to share some of the things that I learned and am learning through the grieving process, because I think it might help someone that is struggling right now and just really needs practical advice. These are my personal opinions. This is obviously my personal journey. I'm not a trained therapist. So why am I talking about grief, and why do I feel like I have something to share about the topic? So I lost my mother to breast cancer in April of this year, and that was obviously a jarring experience. So I'm only 26. I was 25 when she passed away. It was like a few months for my birthday. And that is pretty young to lose your mother. So the lack of empathy that I experienced, I wasn't prepared for. I did not think that people could be so insensitive. And after my mom passed away, I said this quote: marriages, babies, and deaths bring out the best and the worst in people. And that is exactly what happened. Like, I really did see some beautiful things from humanity, and y'all can tell I'm getting like a little bit emotional. This really is like I am really opening my heart. So I'm gonna try not to cry. I'm not gonna try not to cry, actually. That's probably like my number one tip for grieving, is really allowing yourself to feel all of your emotion. That can be the hardest part. Like, that sounds so simple, but even right now, right, I feel emotions coming up, and a part of me is like, don't cry, don't mess up your makeup, don't. And that, I think, can be so detrimental to our grieving process, because we really do need space to be able to feel all of our feelings. That's very important, because if you ignore it, then you can't heal it. And I think that it's natural for us to want to bury our grief, because that's easier. We can all have so many excuses. Work needs me, or my kids need me, or my husband needs me. You're not wrong, right? Your family does need you, your kids do need you, your work does need you. But what they don't need is you vomiting your emotions all over the place because you won't take the time to heal. We can throw our emotions all over the place even when we think we're keeping it together. If you have not really allowed yourself to take the time to heal, you are not being selfless. You're being very selfish. Your family, your kids, your work deserves you. You deserve the best version of you. The best version of you is healed. The best version of you is not emotionless. It's the woman or man that is completely aligned with all of their emotions. There's nothing they're afraid of. They're not afraid to cry. They're not afraid to break down. They're not afraid to be vulnerable. They're just integrated, and they just are. Like, that is the version of you that the world needs. That is the level of healing that you deserve. This actually leads into what I would say is the first thing I learned. And if I had to break down the steps that I took to grieve, I would say step one was allowing myself to hit rock bottom. And I say that because that's actually quite difficult. Like I just said, we tell ourselves that all of these people in our lives need us, and so therefore we don't have time to break down or feel all of our emotions. Like, that has to be for another day, because today we need to plan the funeral. And there is a time where you really do have to say, like, okay, but when that time passes, you do need to let yourself hit rock bottom. And I don't care if I didn't care about my job in that time period. So I was not going to show up to work I can't come to work right now. I need time to grieve and to heal. And I took that time to really allow myself to feel every emotion that came up. And there were a ton of different emotions, because deaths can bring out the best and the worst in people. And so even there was the grief around my mother, but there was also grieving my perception of humanity, grieve my idea of how people should act towards you when you've encountered a huge loss. I just thought in my mind, there is this one way that you deal with people when they're grieving, and that's it. And then I realized that that is not, everybody does not have that perception. So even I had to grieve that. So when I say feel everything, allow yourself to hit rock bottom. If you're mad, be mad. If you are sad, be sad. If you are devastated, be devastated. The heartbreak, the heartache, you really have to feel all of it, because I'm telling you, and there are books about this, right? The body keeps score. When you don't heal that, you don't allow yourself space to feel all of your emotions. First of all, that is not you loving yourself. That is not self-love. Because think about, if you have a child, would you really want to ignore your child's emotions? Would you think that ignoring your child's emotions would be coming from a place of love? If your child had lost you and you were up in heaven, you were looking down and you were watching, what would you want for your child? I mean, the truth is, you would want to give your child space to grieve, right? You would want to hug them and let them cry and let them do all of those things. Do whatever you have to do, honey, sweetie, like let it out. Like that's what you would want for your child. In that moment when you're grieving, you kind of have to treat yourself like a child and show yourself a lot of love and a lot of grace, and give yourself time and space to feel everything. I had to feel everything, and that was not easy. Get it out, grieve, cry, scream. Oh my gosh, screaming during this period of time is so important. Please do not scream. If you have to scream, please scream. If you feel safe enough, get in your car, drive somewhere to like a parking lot, like a Walmart parking lot, and scream. Okay, like scream. It's okay. Journal. Amazing. Like let yourself feel everything. Scream, cry, dance, and then go to therapy. I heard this, and again, I'm not a therapist, so don't take this as fact. Talk therapy. Talk therapy can be really helpful. There is a time and space where you do want to talk to your therapist because you want them to know things about you, but you do not need to be talking over and over and over again about the same experience. This is something I didn't learn until maybe a year after therapy, because I did start therapy before my mother passed away. Talking about an issue, over the same issue over and over again, can actually re-traumatize your brain, because the powerful thing about the brain is it doesn't know whether something's really happening or not. So if you're continuing to talk about the same thing over and over again, your brain doesn't know that this thing isn't still happening to you, so it can keep you in that space of trauma and hurt and pain, and that's not where you want to be. Because we don't want, let me speak for myself, on my journey of grieving, I don't want to be at the same place 5 months ago as I am today, or if 5 months later I don't want to be at the same place. Like I want to continue to evolve and grow and heal and get to a positive place. That doesn't mean every day is positive. That doesn't mean that I don't still get sad, but I know, and I hope that you know, you felt some level of happiness before, but you know when you feel genuine happiness and contentment. So that is where I want to get to. And when you just lose someone, that's not the place that you are, right? Like you're going through the stages of grief and the cycles, and you're feeling all of these things. So that's, you know, you're not going to jump straight from that to that happy level of happiness and contentment, but you do want to choose a therapist that is going to help you to get to that place. So what I recommend, if you can find a therapist that does, let me look it up, I think it's EMDR, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing therapy. That's what I recommend for something as traumatizing as grief. So yeah, have a goal, have a guidepost, and my goal and my guidepost was to get to that level of contentment and happiness. And for me, I wanted to be even happier and healthier than I was before, because it truly does not serve the world for you to be sad forever. There's a time and place for different emotions, but you deserve better than to be sad forever. You really do. You deserve to heal. You deserve to process your emotions. You deserve to still get the life of your dreams despite the things that have happened to you in your past. And truly, your loved ones want that for you. I know I felt that after my mom passed was like even more reason to live a life aligned with the highest version of myself. And that's what I'm chasing now. That I feel is the best legacy that I can leave behind. And regardless of what I do, I'm already my mom's legacy. So the only thing I can do is make it a story worth telling, or, you know, I can hide behind my grief and I can go into my shell and I can bury the hurt and the pain. And I mean, that's fine. Like, honestly, the world doesn't care whether I do that or not. You guys don't care whether I do that or not. I mean, honestly, you wouldn't have even known me, right, if I had done that. So that's an option. But I just knew that that wasn't the best option for me, and that wouldn't be me aligning with my higher self. I feel like my mom is still here with me, still guiding me and protecting me and reminding me that I'm loved and capable and that I am on the right path. If you've lost anyone, you are supported and loved. I am sending you so much love and so much light, so much healing. You got this. You're gonna be okay. We're all gonna be okay. And good luck on your journey. I love you. I'll see you in the next one.